Yeah, let's talk, let's talk, let's talk, let's talk, let's talk, let's talk. Yeah, we need more wisdom, we need more love. I'm screaming peace on my people, I'm talking one love. And positive people, we need some more of. And black-owned businesses in my neighborhood really need to talk about our condition. TV and the media is paint strange pictures. If you see a black man, get your gun because he's vicious. Cops been killing us. Why you think it's cop killers died in the line of duty and the system is his victims? And when you hit the courtroom, you already convicted. But Trayvon and Michael Brown still ain't getting no justice. In the long list of names, what you saying, they deserve it. People love our culture, but it's so hard to be urban. And all these urban legends, boy, I swear they ain't the story. Power to the people and the God be the glory. I'm talking to the people when we share testimony. Let's talk, let's talk, let's talk, let's talk, let's talk, let's talk.
Hey, my people, you're tuning to Major TV. Let's talk. This is where real engagement conversation begin with the black community. We talk about real social, political, economic, and racial issues that affect us as a people. I want to say Jambo, which means hello in Swahili. I want to say shalom, assalamu alaikum, good day, hotep. To all my beautiful black people out there, please like, share, subscribe to this channel. If you're new, definitely subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Content is dropping a lot. Major TV is growing. I gotta thank everybody out there for helping the TV, helping the channel grow, as well as the guests and interviewees I had on my channel. I just want to thank everybody. I mean, our channel. I want to thank everybody. Real talk. I have two special people, guests in my in the backstage. I want to bring him in. Y'all already know him. Without no further ado, it's Mr. Cody, Miss Elaina. Thank you so much. How you all doing?
Shalom and greetings to everyone in the family, in the chat. Thank you again, Major, for having me on. Shalom, my sister Elaina, once again.
Shalom.
Yes, ma'am.
Greetings.
First, I want to apologize to everybody. Y'all know Sunday evening or night I did a live and talked about the event. I did praise Elaina for a great, eloquent job at being so articulate and speaking to the people. I mean, I was there in a broad live or whatnot. I dropped her speech today, got an hour or so ago. And despite I talked about the ills and the things that I didn't like and how my platform and people that came and was treated in my own eyes, right? It was a lot of success because we have been with that noise in the background, somebody got noise in the background. It was successful. The plebiscite vote. I'm gonna let Elaina come in and just talk about the success of it because we got people like myself, according and many other people to exercise our right to our political status as Afro descendants. I'm gonna let her come in and just explain the success of that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Major. And I do acknowledge your apology, but I want to apologize too, because I felt like your role was not thoroughly recognized by my partner and by myself. So I do want to recognize you for the success of the event. The reason why I came was to introduce the right to self-determination and talk about some of the political challenges that we have had that relegates us to a disposable population with no right to self-determination, with no economic self-sufficiency. And that was my role for being there. And I appreciate you for connecting me with the brother and giving me the opportunity to speak. And I really do thank you for that. My reason that I was there was to share the fact that U.S. Afro descendants have a right to self-determination. There were some things that was done after slavery that kept us encapsulated as a simple minority with no rights. We are in the incorrect political status, and the relationship with the United States is an incorrect relationship with respect to our population. We're over 48 million strong. We are a nation within a nation. And what I did that day was I described and I talked about different political terms and different international and human rights laws that apply specifically to U.S. Afro descendants. We are a nation within a nation. With our numbers, we can matriculate one of the fastest growing economies in this hemisphere. If we change our political status, our political form, and our political relationship with the United States, and we can do so without threatening their territorial integrity. That is one of the reasons why that we suggested that we come in as a confederated insular nation, free association nation with negotiated external sovereignty or external self-determination. I use those two words interchangeably. We are well within our right within international and human rights law to advance Malcolm X's position as we are a nation and assert our international human rights. And once we do this, we will be able to close the wealth gaps within 5 to 10 years because we would control the modes of our economy, the institutions that we depend on, and facilitate authority transfers to institutions such as the restorative justice institutions that we need in policing and things of that nature. And also we'll be able to assert our land, cultural, and biological rights as well. We are well within the rights that we have internationally to assert those rights. On top of what we already have here in the United States, we will not be losing anything because we are creating a state within the United States, and we have no other choice but to do so because the current political system is adversarial to us. We have to have a vote. Congress has to approve our right to vote every 25 years. That's not a right. That's a privilege. Okay. Our vote is not respected within this system. It means absolutely nothing. We've had the right to vote for many, many moons. And where has it gotten us? We're still land poor. We're still underdeveloped and de-developed. We own and control nothing. We cannot secure and protect our population. And we're headed for genocide. And with that, I yield the floor.
Okay, Achoti, do you want to speak briefly about it before we go into what we're really talking about? Because I know you wasn't able to speak like I came back Sunday, made sure I speak what I want to speak about. So I don't know if you want to kind of recap on what you want to speak about, but you're welcome. I know we hadn't talked about it behind the scenes, but you're welcome before we go into the content and whatnot.
What the Most High Yah has placed upon my heart to say is directly to Sister Elaina. Tawadah, that means thank you for everything that you have done to push this agenda forward. And the agenda is human rights, self-determination, and reparations now. And Sister, I thank you for bringing this information to our people because a lot of us did not know that we were free to move about ever since 2000. And so I just want to say thank you to my sister. And I signed the plebiscite vote. I have declared myself to be a part of the National Liberation Movement. And so with that, I'll yield the mic back to you.
Elaina, do you want to say anything else before we talk about the topic at hand in reference to medical kidnapping of children? Do you want to, Black children, do you want to talk anything else that people know? I'm already putting out information in the script too. I'm putting out information, your website, code information and stuff, all that right now as we speak. That's what I'm doing right now.
Yes. Well, alluding to the topic that you're about to go into, it's very important that we exercise our right to self-determination so we can control the institutions that we depend on. The medical field as well. It's well documented that the medical system has been committing medical apartheid against us. They've used us for several experiments. They have given us medicines that they know that has been taken off the market in Europe. I have a personal story that I hold dear to me, something that happened to my own niece, to my sister's daughter last year. She was given a medication, an antibiotic that was taken off of the market in Europe in 1995. And my niece was given that medicine during surgery. She had a very bad reaction and she almost died. And right now, to this day, she is suffering the effects of that. So it's very important that we exercise our right to self-determination and go ahead and perfect our insular confederated tribal nation state here in the United States so we can control our own institutions such as the restorative justice system, because our so-called criminal justice system will be able to restore our people back to where they were before we were put in these conditions that cause us to commit crimes. Also, we need to control our school systems and definitely control our healthcare system, because there are a lot of remedies based on our biological makeup. We're not the same people, and we can't take the same medicines. We're not the same people. So we should be controlling our health care. And with that, I yield the floor.
Thank you so much. First, I would like for you all to like the video and share it. It's important that we get the word out. Just watching this video is great, but we need to inform the people. I already said, if you are conscious now, you're from out the dark and the light, you're not exempt. I don't care if you're 150. I don't care if you're underage. If you know better and you're watching, share the video and get the word out, because our people need to hear what's about to be said. So please share this video, like this video, help create a better channel for our people so we can be able to get the word out. I want to also let you all know, Achoti speak. Her information is in the description box. She will be doing some, I think tomorrow night, and Elaina on pendleforfreedom.org, where you can join in the movement, is in the description box. Please go sign up. I'm gonna start with Achoti first. Achoti, I know you have some information. I put some information too about medical, kidnapping, what have you, but I'm gonna let you expound on it, because we're saying that they are actually taking Black kids and kids in general from their families and trying to state a medical reason that's flawed. And I would like you to expound on that.
Right, family. So since 2019, national media has been expressing their concern. Imagine that, family. They concerned that Black children or Black women specifically have been coming up missing, being reported missing at a higher rate than our counterparts, and I'm gonna say people of other nationalities, other nations of people. And it's become a pandemic in our community, and they're using what we call child protective services to help foster their agenda of kidnapping our Black people, our family. They have systematically used CPS, what we know, Child Protective Services, and they have also used what I'm gonna call mercenaries. Okay, that's the same people that's probably killing our Black men in states like Chicago and Detroit, and saying it's gang on gang crime or Black on Black crime, but actually in actuality it may be just them. That's my theory. But whatever they're doing, they're using the guise of this to kidnap Black people and then to market them in the sex trafficking pandemic, epidemic, however you want to call it, wherever it amounts to is genocide. And then they're also using it to harvest our organs because we are the most highest creation. So, in other words, my family, what they're doing is they're gathering our dead and they're committing genocide on these lands with our people and is flying under the radar as missing people. They do not investigate missing people like they investigate uh, missing people of other nations. We get silver alerts when somebody is missing from their home because they're elderly and they have Alzheimer's. We get baby, what is it, baby? I can't remember the Gentile's name, but you know, when they send out those alerts about this particular child has been abducted, it's never about a black child being abducted, right? When our parents of these children are going before the police and saying, "Hey, my child is missing," they're handling these cases as if they never said anything. They do not give any credence to their request to say investigate my missing child. And so that missing child is just put up on the FBI register as someone that's missing and it's never investigated. That's the bottom line. It's never investigated. So meanwhile, our families are suffering with never seeing their loved ones again. And they never know what they're going to do with the loved ones that's missing. Those people that captured them, they're in a ring. You know, just last month, the a sheriff in a county in Georgia arrested 72 members of what we call a ghost gang. A ghost gang. That's what they were called. And all of those people were members of all the members that they arrested, they were white. They were of the Caucasian persuasion. They were of the other nation. And one of the things that they were arrested for was child trafficking in Georgia. So if you're wondering why we have a lot of babies and women in particular, and male children coming up missing, is because of the fact that we had a gang running wild in Georgia, rounding up people and selling them on the trade market. Sex trade, sex trafficking. So just like back in the day when they did the slave auctions and they traded us to the highest bidder, that's what they're doing now to the people, our people, that they are kidnapping children, women, and then they're killing our black men and harvesting their organs. And with that, I yield the floor.
I'm gonna let you expound on Elaina as well, because she talked about a lot of things. But you just pick whatever you want to talk about, but she talked about a lot.
Well, I want to add something as well, my sister. Those child murders never really stopped here in the South, in Georgia. And also, I want to go back to when you mentioned about the role of Child Protective Services. Child has done a lot of harm and good in some cases within the Black community. They've forcefully removed children for a little, almost a little of nothing, as well as the fact, oh gosh, I can't see, as well as the fact that some of the law, they use the law, they don't apply it equally as they would other races when it comes to Black families. There are situations where they'll leave a Black child in a very harmful situations. And then there's also situations where they'll remove the child when there's really no need to remove the child, when there is really economic based crisis that's going on within the household, where they would go help a white family go get rent, whatever have you, and not remove the child, even though they're homeless. But in some situations, they'll just go ahead and remove the child from a Black family. The bottom line is we don't receive equal protection under the law. And this is what raises a flag. And this is why I say we have to take our claims to get remedy to a neutral jurisdiction out of this domestic jurisdiction, because we'll never get justice here in the United States. The cards are stacked against us, whether it be in juvenile justice, family law, criminal law, no matter what type of law. The United States is practicing customary racism. It's embedded within their system. That is why it is imperative that we begin to remove ourselves from this parasitical relationship and into a situation where we control the institutions that we need. Now, the Native Americans, they control family and children services. They come up under a distinct jurisdiction because of the fact that we're not in our proper status. Our children are going through a hostile system that's hostile to families, and especially Black families. So we have to use our international rights to remove us from this situation. We will be having a tribunal very soon, and some of the cases that we're going to be looking at are going to fall up under Child Protective Services. I'm calling for 12 witnesses that has faced serious issues where children have been wrongfully removed from the home, so we can get precautionary measures and start the process to transfer the authority of back to us, back to ourselves. Whether we set up some type of indigenous entity or whatever have you, we need to have authority over Child Protective Services. And with that, I yield the floor.
I was waiting on my book. I finally bought Neely Fuller book and I started reading it. And I totally agree with you, Elaina. He talks about codes and systems and what have you. He's the first person, Dr. Francis Welton was talking about in reference. He was the first person she ever heard say that racism is not just the people, but it's institutions and the like that we have to deal with, right? And the way how they set it up, everything works against people of non-white descent. And when we look at how Black people have been talking for so long, everything that's affiliated with this system, this government and system of things, we have to definitely expect the worst. And unfortunately, because as a people, we're not united in the way, whereas we really focus on really correcting the problem, we more or less find ourselves having these discussions, talking about the same thing over and over again, and not really like looking at the fact that there's a lot of unity out there as well as a lot of disunity, but really come together behind something such as this and many other situations is just sad. And I already know that when you're dealing with the government or the system or these institutions, whenever you're in their hands, you can expect the worst. It'll be lucky if you come out saying, it'll be lucky if you even get the opportunity to really, like, I guess, be in a state where you can really understand what's going on. And this book I'm reading, it goes real deep, right? And I just started reading the book, and I really wanted to read something that he was speaking about, like, and he says, since all things are interrelated, the non-white people, a person does not understand what he or she is reaching to and how and why we would function in a confused manner in everything that he or she thinks, says, does in every area of activity. Knowing that you are directly or indirectly reacting to something is not the same as understanding what it is that you are directly or indirectly relating to. Not having an understanding of white supremacy guarantees confusion in everything that a victim of white supremacy, non-white person thinks, says, or does. It's important to know and understand this is in order to effect the counter effects of racism or white supremacy. And reading that, you know, my whole interpretation is this. If we don't understand what white supremacy is in his own words, right? How it is, what it is, as we begin to understand what confuse us. See, they throw things out there like we literally have rights and we really don't have rights. You know, they do things, you know what I'm saying? They flex. They may seem like you think they give you something all the while is ulterior motive. It's like in the other countries when they be helping countries, the poor countries that they created poor, they turn around and come back and try to say they helping them, what have you. In the end, they really sucking them dry. Like the black community. We think they're doing something from them, all the while setting us up for the okie doke. And for me, you know, I just feel like just being in a position to deal with the system at all. Like for instance, I'm about to show you a great example. They just passed the rule that if you don't take that jab, right? They're gonna deduct $200 from your paycheck. If you're in the system, you're gonna be automatically affected by that. That's how powerful the system of racism is. You're gonna be automatically affected by because you're in the system. So when our kids be in the system, what we expect? So I yield the floor, just expounding on what Elaina was talking about in reference to understanding that this system is not and have never been for people of non-white descent. Point blank. And everything they did was to keep their foot on. Even when we thought we got ahead, even when we thought we have a little money of doing something with, that's something that we think is big and perform. We still have to deal with the aspect that we are black. We still have to deal with the aspect of knowing that whatever we say, whatever we do, gotta be conscious that we don't say the wrong thing and they come after us. I yield the floor.
You know, Brother Major, the whole reason why I got into the YouTube game and going live and things like that is because of one particular sister. Her name is Arlinda Lawson. And I came to know about her because somebody contacted me and said that she was arrested for child endangerment of her own child. And they had taken they took her child and placed her in Child Protective Services, CPS. And the other child they put in foster care while she was arrested and placed in jail with no means, no family to bail her out. And that just tugged at my heart after speaking to the oldest child who was not taken, but was very outspoken about what was going on in the family, and assured me that her mother, everything that they said about her mother in relation to the child who was placed in CPS custody, it was not true. Shalom, Elder. Good to see you in the building.
Positive.
Yes, positive vibrations. Positive, yes. So, like I said, the whole reason why I got into the whole thing of YouTube and going live is on behalf of Arlinda Lawson, because I felt like her rights were being violated as a parent and as a citizen of these United States. And so, if I can share my screen, Major, I can share with the family just how long ago that happened. I
don't see the document. I'm gonna see if I can invite. Let me see if I can invite it, and do you have it? Let me take a share. See where
it's not exactly a document, my brother. It's a YouTube capture of my first live. That's all it is. And so I'm gonna go ahead and share that with you guys. Can you see that, Major?
Oh, I see it. Yes, I see it.
So this was published way back in September 23rd, 2020. And it reads, Shalom family, please take a moment to read our sister's story. Then if you can't donate monetarily, please donate sharing this message. the rest of Zion. She needs support. And you can see the GoFundMe that we started, that I organized, saw mom falsely arrested and child taken, legal fund. And I'm here to report to you, family, that was way back in 2020. It's about to be September 2021, and my sister's case has not been adjudicated. And from my understanding, because the probation, because the bail bondsman keep telling me that my particular person is gonna go for another court case, her case has not been adjudicated, which means that her child has not been placed back in her custody. And I'm gonna tell you her story. The child was doing inappropriate things on her cell phone. The mother chastised her for it. The child reached out to a neighbor. The neighbor called the police. The child was sitting outside on top of a roof. It was an apartment. She climbed out of her window, went on top of the roof after the mother chastised her and claimed that she was going to commit suicide. All the while, this child was doing this because she was doing something that was inappropriate, and the mother chastised her because of that. They took the child. The mother agreed to let CPS take the child to the hospital for examination because she was so-called suicidal. They did not want the child to go to the parents' primary care doctor for the child. They insisted that they go to a particular hospital. And while they were there so-called examining the child, they kidnapped the child. Pretty much. They took the child away from the facility, placed the child in child protective custody, and then told the mother that we've taken your child, while the mother was there in the hospital ready to receive her child after examination. After they refused to have that child go see her usual primary care doctor. So we're talking about the power of CPS, Child Protective Services. And that's the whole reason why I said I agreed to do this live tonight, is because this is personal, because it started for me way back then. And I showed y'all that. And so it's 2021 now. And now we have another sister. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again, Major, about this sister. Did I? Maybe not, but yeah, I did. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again, because this is what prompted the elder, I believe, the situation in Florida. That's what prompted him to say, hey, we need to talk about this system of abduction. And the system of abduction is coming by the way of CPS. So can you see my screen, Major?
Yeah.
And forgive me, Most High, if I'm pronouncing her first name incorrectly. Seisha Mercado. She was an American Idol contestant. Not quite sure if she won, but she's considered to be a celebrity because she made many moves, right? And so when they found out that she did the midwife type of delivery, she did not go to the hospital. And I need y'all to get this, family. She did not go to the hospital to deliver her child. Her child was delivered by a midwife. Therefore, there's no birth certificate, right? And so when she arrives at the hospital with her child because of I guess her nutrition or something, her breast milk dried up, and she was no longer able to provide breast milk for her infant. She took her child to the hospital so that they can figure out how they can, give this child a proper nutrition, because he wasn't getting the nutrition from the mother because the mother's breast milk had dried up for whatever reason or another. Now, when she took her child to the hospital, she was not expecting them to place child endangerment or child neglect charges on her. But basically, that's what the accountant said That's why the child was taken away from her, because CPS decided that she was the result of this child being malnourished, undernourished. It's something that she did, right? But we know back in our history, we all breastfed our children unto the age that they were able to chew and digest food. Okay? You give the child milk before you give the child meat. And so Syesha Mercado's plea to reclaim her 2 children continued this week. Now we can report that she did get one of her children back, but the child that I'm talking about, the infant child that they took away from her because they felt like she malnourished him, they still have him in custody. And that, my friends, is the power of CPS, Child Protective Services. No, it doesn't matter if they have a court order. Understand me, the case that with the young lady that I represented or tried to help get representation for, Orlinda Lawson, understand that she still does not have private representation. She's gone through several defense attorneys within the system that they gave on her, but she refused to bow down and just plead. And so when she stands up for her rights, they tells her that we're going to switch defense attorneys, all because they do not want her to be reunited with her child, because they want to take her child and test her child and do all kind of ungodly things with her child. She has reported to me that they have been giving her medications that she has not approved of. So what I'm saying is, when your child has been taken from you through the hands of CPS, which we want to talk about missing children, but we also have a pandemic where CPS is taking our children, and they say it's legal for them to take our children. And so when we're talking about Sister Orlinda's case, and we're talking about the Mercado baby, we're talking about the same thing. We're talking about government coming in and deciding that, under the guise of Child Protective Services, deciding that you are unfit to care for your children. And basically what they're doing is kidnapping, my brothers and sisters, because all of your parental rights are taken away once CPS gets involved. And you have to go through their processes to get the child that you buried as a mother, and the child that you supported in the nurturing and everything while I was in the womb as a father. And then when the child was born, you were there to support the mother in raising that child. As a father, your parental rights have been supplanted by what we call Child Protective Services. So there's this issue with kidnapping our children is twofold. We're working against these people so-called like the Ghost Gang, and the gang they have in Chicago. I'm quite sure it's the gang in Chicago, white supremacists that kidnapping and shooting our people, right? So we're battling against those things, and we're also battling against CPS. And I apologize if I exceeded 15 minutes, but I yield the mic.
I want to first agree the Elder Terrari, Jambo, Positive Vibration, Green. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, I just want to say I'm pleased to be here and to be in the presence of my good people. And for a quick second, I want to just
Love them vibrations. Call to order.
Yes, you know. Wow. I give thanks for being here with my brother Major and the good Lord that is with us all. punchline, right? These topics are very serious topics, and I think we who are in Black media addressing these things ought to come to a particular place within our consciousness and ask ourselves, why are we here confronted with these situations, and what does all this mean to us? Because I think what we're witnessing today is nothing new at all. They have been kidnapping our people ever since they came in contact with us, from the Aboriginal beginnings of the relationship with us. We have been treated less than human beings, and many times other than human beings. So it's really nothing new. When I first caught wind of the sister Mercado, I think her name is Taisha Mercado. I was very destroyed by it. I couldn't believe it. It threw me back to a moment in time when Roots, the movie, first came out, and I saw how the adversary, the colonists, would rip a child from its parents, its family, simply to sell it for money, or to use that child to settle a personal debt, and how the women would just scream and holler in anguish and terror. And I couldn't believe that this was happening in 2021. I was like, wow, this feels like the straw that broke the camel's back. Whew, I was so distraught. I immediately tried to figure out how I can get in touch with the family. I got in touch with a young woman that was connected to what the search that I was doing. And I called her, and she was at the time en route out the country. But she told me she was just like me. She was distraught and was seeking to understand what the hell is going on, and that she wouldn't be back in the country until after a week. And when she come back, she'll contact me. I haven't gotten back to her, but since that time, I've seen progress in the case. So I'm more at ease about the whole thing. But I know that's just one family out of maybe hundreds of thousands of families that's being done to today. So I looked into it. I found out certain things, like, for instance, she took the child. See, let me tell you something about me when it comes to children. I have witnessed the birth of all my children. I caught some of them. I have 8 children. And I witnessed the birth of many other children in communities that I've been associated with throughout the East Coast. We are a family of midwives and nurses. And it is important for women, especially our women, to understand that childbirth is a natural and normal event. Our black women need to understand that they're not ill when they're not going through an illness because they're pregnant. It is a duty to bring the generations into existence, and that's through the woman's womb and the man's seed, what you call their loins. So that's a natural thing. So she was breastfeeding her child, and the child was transitioning from breast milk to solid foods, and she became concerned of the child because there's a transition, that transitional period, you experience a little turbulence. The mother do, and the child does. Just like when the mother gets pregnant, there's a little turbulence in the beginning. There's this morning sickness, and there's this uneasiness and everything, because the body is doing its work. So she takes a child to the hospital, I think it's John Hopkins Hospital, which is also involved in a lot of these different things I've been noticing, has been very involved in what's going on in the world as far as the COVID-19 vaccine and the COVID-19 virus itself is concerned. She takes a child there. They decide that the child should get a B12 shot. Well, she said, well, the father is on his way. Just wait a moment until he gets there, and we'll make that decision together as to whether or not we should allow you all to give the child the B12 shot. Well, I guess they didn't like that as a response because it was too much of a civil response, too much of an intelligent response, and too much of a response that's coming from Black people that ought not come from Black people, because in their minds there's a stereotypical image. I would have to draw that conclusion as one who know nothing in detail about the situation, but from reading what I've seen, I would have to come to that, because B12 can be derived through eggs, dairy products like milk, cheese, yogurt, fish like haddock, tuna, chicken, beef, ham, pork. It can be derived from many different sources, and it helps to support bone health, increase in bone density. Density promotes eye health. Vitamin B12 connection with synthesizing and metabolizing serotonin. Vitamin B12 is also connected with the nervous system and all that stuff. So we know that the child, if they want to give the child a B12 shot, we know that the child was not dying. We know that. So they could have respected the mother's response to the B12 shot by simply waiting upon the father to get there. Okay? So it's really a mistake on their part. The mistake being that out of all the Black women in the country or in the state of Florida, they happen to pick an ex-American Idol star. I think once the story got out, who the woman is, I think that became a really serious issue. That's my presumption. And then what we need to look at, though, what we really need to pay attention to is the father's role. Because the father's role is not a role that they stereotypically was expecting. Because stereotypically they bastardize the behavior of the Black man as well as the Black woman as well as the entire Black race. That we are angry, that we don't know nothing, that we have no self-control and no self-discipline. So I would encourage everybody, okay, what they did was very wrong, taking the woman's child, but really notice even the mother in her pain and anguish did not show anger. She showed more or less like she was just couldn't believe it. She was more hurt, more disappointment, bewilderment, but anger, no. And the father was very calm, very civil, very collected, very well disciplined. And he made it his point to record the whole thing in perfect timing. We need to look at that. And I have more to say on it, but I don't want to take up too much time to express the whole entire everything I'm feeling right now. So, if there's anyone feeling anything about what I just said, and I'm gonna link it also into some other things.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're very technical, and I love the way you do your research. You're one of a kind, and I love how you come off, how you just align everything, with nature and whatnot, and versus on things contrary in nature, and then how the system operates. It never, in my opinion, it never operates in our best interest. For people of non-white descent, so there's no logic in trying to understand what they're doing because it's all catered around racism, oppression and what have you. But Elaina been out for a minute. And I know She's probably on a little break or whatever. Let her come on in and get her words in, you know.
Well, what I want to say is it's a travesty, and that's why it's very important that we go ahead and exercise our right to self-determination and nationhood so we can get control over the institutions that we need. That sister does have rights. She has international rights that she can assert. Also, anyone who's going through the situation and they're not getting any remedy domestically, they can file for precautionary measures through the Inter-American Court. And there are some other things that I will be sharing with Sister Achoti off the air. This sister has rights. Sister Achoti, the sister that you are working with, they do have rights, rights to family. There's a family convention in international law. We have rights to, as women under international law, that can be asserted where we can get control of our families and the environments that we bring our families up in. The state has never been our friend. The foster care system and the CPS system is a dumping ground for all types of experimental medicines, experimental treatments. And when they get your children in those systems, it's hard as hell to get them out. So we have to come together as women and start asserting our rights to control our families. And we have those international rights that could be asserted in our regional court, which is the Inter-American Court. And like I said, we will be having a tribunal very soon. And I'm looking for 12 cases that involve CPS so we can take them to the international jurisdiction. And with that, I yield the floor. And I'm going to say a good night. And I love you all. Thank you.
Love you too. Good night, sweetheart. Thank you for that. And please go watch her lecture. I just dropped it. She had spoke about self-determination in detail on August the 21st, Saturday. And I posted like an hour or so ago. Please take time. I seen there's 101 views. We need a whole bunch of views behind what she's talking about. But since Elaina left the floor talking about solutions, I'm gonna ask Cody, bounce off some of the things she was talking about. Then I'm gonna pass it the mic to you after she finished. Then speak about the solutions about this. I'm gonna let Cody go, and then you come after Cody, my brother.
The solution is for everyone to understand that we have basic human rights. The solution is that we were never afforded the opportunity to describe how we are supposed to be recognized in this nation. So the solution is self-determination. And we're offering self-determination under the National Liberation Movement. All you have to do is sign the papers and declare. Sister Elaina has put out everything that she possibly can to help everyone that's listening in this chat and everyone that's going to view this video in the future. PendoForFreedom.org. Look on there, get in touch with Miss Elaina, and she will give you the paperwork that you need to become a part of the National Liberation Movement. That is what the August 21st event was all about. And to expound on what she's saying, that once you all decide that you are with this nation of people, our people, then you can move forward with demanding that they recognize that you have basic human rights, demanding that you can self-determine your destiny for you and your children. And you no longer have to be subject to what this United States of America has to say, how you should govern yourself and your children. We're facing a crisis in our community with our people being abducted, and being declared, our children being declared neglected by the very same parents that's caring for them day after day after day. The solution is National Liberation Movement. And when you join that, you can help us declare that we are liberated from the oppressors after so many years. And we're going to be self-determined to do our own thing, to govern ourselves, to educate ourselves, to police ourselves, to determine how we're going to raise our children with or without their so-called birth certificate. And I need y'all to all understand, the Mercado child, they went after her because there was no live birth certificate. Understand that. That's what this is all about. They're going after any and everybody who does not give live birth in their institutions, i.e. hospitals. So when you dig deep into the Mercado case, that's what this is all about. They believed in natural birth without the prenatal pills, without the what they call the epidural to help you pass this baby. They believed that they didn't need all of that, because we didn't need all of that back in the days of antiquity. We didn't need all of that back in the days when they held us in bondage, what we call slavery. We didn't need all of that until they developed their hospitals and said that, hey, if you deliver a child in this hospital, we must assign him a birth certificate. And because they did not do that in this hour, because they're going against the grain, because they're not trying to educate their kids in this so-called system, they're going after our people. That's why your kids have to present immunization records when they're registered in these schools, because they want to know exactly if you've been rocking with their system or not. If you don't have a vaccination record or immunization record to present to the school, then they know that your child has you not part of that plan. And then they go after you. So solution is remove yourself and join the national liberation movement. That is the solution in this hour. If you don't stand with your people right now in this hour, that's giving you the vehicle to liberate yourself and your family, then you can continue to fight the oppressor on your own, in your own way, however you see fit. But I'd rather fight with a group of people that has the same mindset and the same goal: human rights, self-determination, and reparations now, not later. Cut the check. And with that, I yield the mic.
Yes. Well spoken, and I do agree that a liberation of our people is fundamentally a necessity to be put into proper political configuration, is an absolute necessity. The prerequisite for this, to be a national liberation and to be configured into proper political configuration, the solution is unity. Unity based on your ethnicity. Just like how we know that the Chinese can be identified by their ethnic configuration, their ethnic manifestation. You're not going to look at a man like myself or Major and say he's a Chinese man. So we all, as ethnicities on this planet Earth, have an identity that is your physical manifestation. First, we must unite based upon that truth, upon that reality. And we must institute principles and precepts like righteousness, like right and proper behavior, like specific etiquettes and behavior that governs the female of our ethnicity and the male of our ethnicity. In order for us to effectively use national liberation foundation and the proper political configuration of our people must first be able to unite. And that is a simple process, to simply unite and be harmonized within that unity. Now, an even more important solution is that each and every one of our people, as individuals, as groups, and as a collective, must begin to understand the true character and nature of our adversary. We have to stop thinking that the adversary is human. Human beings have specific behavior. That's what makes us human. Our adversary does not display human behavior. And at the same time, that same adversary projects their true nature upon us who are the true humans of this planet. Scientists have already identified the gene, the DNA of all the races of people on the planet, and have discovered that the Negro, black man, colored, who we are, is 100% human DNA. While other races' DNA, although have human in it, it also has Neanderthal. This is a scientific research that has been done. We have to understand that when we say peace, the adversary says war. We have to stop believing that the adversary understands peace and that peace is in the best interest of our adversary. Peace is not in the best interest of our adversary. Our adversary benefits from war, from contention, from hate, from envy, from covetousness, from greed. So when you're going around speaking about let us come together in unity and let us be one and let us have our own, yes, that's good. But those are things we need to speak in our private selves. And we will unite ourselves in public by the educational information that our people need to become better people, better individuals. Our people need food for thought. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. God is in man, so therefore God is man and man is God. I'm not saying that. Your books are saying that. Those of you who are religious, the one Christ said, God is within you. If God is within you, then you have to be God, because there's nothing more powerful and more present and more mighty than God. It's just that we are not accepting the power of ourselves. So the solution for these things is the truth. The truth of who the adversary is, how the adversary thinks. We need to study the adversary so that we will know how to navigate ourselves through the landmines that the adversary sets for us. If my sister that had her children taken away from her had the knowledge of how to nurture her child, if she had, the spirit was talking to her, look like I need to take my child somewhere, look like something may be wrong with my child. If she had the knowledge as a mother of what to do and the things to give the child, she would have never went to the doctor, hospital. Or if within her community there were elder women that she could have went to, or midwives or people as such that she could have went to and said, listen, you know, I'm having a little difficulty dealing with this situation. I'm transitioning my son, and you know, he's not taking it too well. What do I do? What's your suggestion? So we don't abandon our elders. Our elders is our guide, our signposts, our street signs in the navigation of life, in the navigation to get through get by our adversary. He's out to take us down. He's out because that's his nature. It's not because he hates us. It's he's envious. He's covetous. He's all of these things. But we can't speak to our adversaries if our adversary is human. Is understand. We say, okay, we're going to do a black national liberation movement. The adversary say, oh yeah. We liberate ourselves by being ourselves. The solution is if we are free, we don't need the permission of anybody for us to be free. We just need to be free and behave as free people. We want to build institutions, build them. People ain't got to know we build it, just build it. They see it when it's built. We need to understand the nature of our adversary and understand that that adversary has no interest in our liberation, has no interest in our self-sufficiency. When he is us talking about we need to be self-sufficient, we need to be self-sufficient, first thing the adversary thinks is, well, hell, if he giving his own food and he ain't gonna buy no food from me, so he's gonna try his damnedest to crash your self-sufficiency program. So as a people, we need to zip it. We need to zip it. As harsh as that sounds and as ridiculous as it sounds, we need to practice control of self. They call it self-control. Discipline of self. They call it self-discipline. We have to discipline the self. And then we have to incorporate specific principles and precepts. What are those? The principle of cooperation one to another amongst ourselves. The principle of becoming what you call an exclusive people. Becoming a self-determined people. That don't have nothing to do with them. That's something that we do as a people. From my mouth to your ears, from your ears to my mouth, from your mouth to my ears, and we do that amongst ourselves. That's what they came and saw us doing it in the motherland or fatherland. Wherever we were, whether it was the Aboriginal American or Aboriginal Africa, they saw us and we passed the word. The drum that I was beating when I first began is called a talking drum. We used to beat the drums and talk to one another a mile, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles away. You hear the drums beating and you knew what the drums were saying. They took that away from us so they could understand how we communicate, so they can come into our head and into our spirit. The solution is total extraction. Like you would do a rotten tooth in your mouth. You extract it. You toss it out. Because if you don't, it will infect all the other tooth. Total extraction is the only solution. What does that mean? Does it mean we just pack up and go? No, it means we mentally extract ourselves. So basically, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to hold too long. I had some more things to do. We can cover that, Major, on another podcast. You understand?
Right.
Something that's related to this, what we're talking about, but it's showing another angle of what we need to understand and what we need to know. People just don't know and understand. And some know and understand that don't give a damn. We need to let those people go ahead on and continue to be slaves and continue to be ignorant and continue to do all those things. Peace and love.
Peace and love. That's why I don't try to do 2, 3, 4, 5 hour lives. I don't try to throw a lot to people. I give them bits and pieces, like put together a puzzle. You know, you ain't trying to rush your information to them, and then you look back, they still fall behind trying to figure out the last thing, the first thing he was talking about. So for me, I commend both of y'all really sharing some deep information. I'm a bomb it up by saying that you have to become more informed. I'm gonna just bring y'all two together. What y'all saying? You have to become more informed.
Yes.
There's no self-determination. There's no knowing of the Most High. There's no righteousness. There's no love. There's no nothing if you're not gonna become informed. You don't know who you are. You don't know who the Most High is. You're not trying to figure out configuration that you've been put in, the race system that you're dealing with, the reason why you have so much hate, so much violence, so much division, so much disunity. And when you do have units behind BS, and guess what? They orchestrated that bull crap for y'all to be doing. You know what I'm saying? They love when you unify behind stupid stuff and we blowing time, we're not paying attention to what's going on, and what have you. Self-determination is real. I agree we shouldn't left our left hand know what our right hand know. You know what I'm saying? We should not be as public, you know. And I always been hashtag affirmative action. Just make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But for just to kind of like sum everything up, y'all brought some strong points out. We gotta leave some of this for the next
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, for next video, what have you. But I want to thank everybody tuning. I want to thank y'all coming in. I know Cody got some last words. She got something going on real soon. So if you want to give your last take on what's going on, Cody, can be welcome to do that.
I just want to piggyback real quick on what the elder said. Much respect to you, elder, for recognizing the time that we're in and what we need to do in this hour. So I'm just going to leave y'all because I would be remiss if I didn't, because the elder spoke us upon some things that brought me to this particular scripture. And if you don't mind, I will read this scripture to you. It's John, Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 19. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. You are ordained that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that the fruit should remain, that whatsoever you shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. These things I command you, that you love one another. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before they hated you. If you are of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. Remember the word that I say unto you, the servant is not greater than the Most High. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. If I had come and spoken unto them, they had not sinned, but they have no cloak for their sin. And he's talking about unrighteousness in that last nine. He without sin cast the first stone. We're all blameless in this walk at this time. Parents, children, and forefathers are all responsible for the things that's happening unto us in this hour. So it is up to us, as those that claim they have an ear to hear and eyes to see what's really going on. And like the elder said, when you respect who the enemy is, then you can act accordingly. We cannot defend ourselves against the oppressor until we all as a collective acknowledge who the oppressor is. Who are the ones that's sanctioning these kidnappings on our people? Who are the ones that's sanctioning these organ harvesting to do tests on our people, because they know that we have something that they do not have? You need to stop and ask yourself that question. After all these years, why do they still hate us? Why do they still oppress us? Why are they continually trying to keep our people in bondage, whether it be through slave labor on these jobs, or whether it be through sex trafficking with our female women and children? Because when you look at the statistics, and I didn't get a chance to pull up that document, there are more women and children of melanated complexion being adopted than those of the other nations. Why are they doing that? When you sit back and ask yourself those questions, then you will come to realize that it's a conspiracy against you. So in this hour, what are you going to do to combat that conspiracy? And Sister Elaina told y'all what the deal is. It's about human rights and standing up in this hour. Make sure that you join or ask for Major. Email me to let you sign the plebiscite vote that we signed on August 21st to join the National Liberation Movement and declare yourselves to be a nation separate from this nation so that we can obtain our human rights. Our kids you'll have a covering. You need a covering, right? United States government provide a covering to those nations. They have never provided covering for us as a nation of people. We're set apart, is what the elder is trying to say. That's what the script that I just read to you, John chapter 15, says. You're set apart. It's time for us to start behaving set apart, governing ourselves, policing ourselves, educating ourselves. All praises to the Most High for this message going forth tonight. And I pray that this has touched someone. And my prayer is for all of those individuals that have been affected by sex trafficking, as well as the debauchery that they call child protective services, because they're not protecting the child. They're trying to take the child and run tests on the child. And it's well documented. And I'm just not talking out the side of my neck. I have witnessed this. So I give all praises to the Most High for this opportunity to speak, Major. And yes, I am going live tomorrow. I'm revisiting a topic that I covered back in March of this year. It's called Timing is Everything, and it's quite fitting for this hour. I hope that you join me tomorrow on Achoti Speaks on YouTube at 7 p.m. because we're going to take a journey, and then I'm going to tell y'all how we've come in the updates that I'm going to bring to you since March 21. You're going to find astounding. Join me on Achoti Speaks, and I wish all the love that the Most High will give you in the name of Yahuwah. Peace and blessings, Major. Positive vibrations, Elder. I love you with the love of Yahuwah. Always. Shalom, family.
Shalom. I want to read something right quick by Nelly Fuller. He says, and it's the book United Independent Compensatory Code System and Concept, Compensatory Counter Racist Code. I got it in the description. This is what he says. He said, people have the ability to eliminate racism, do not have the will to do so. And the people who have the will to do so do not have the ability. Meaning that the people that have the ability to do it, the masses, don't care. But those who do like us, you know what I'm saying, we don't have the ability because this machine is so great, right? If the masses were to rise up everywhere, it would cut it down in one day. And we have to understand that we're in a day and time where People, like the elder said earlier, have made their choices. We can't worry about them. They gotta play catch up or be left where they at. The clock is ticking. Our kids are dying. There is a massive genocide against people of color. You know, and there's a reason why we're being targeted. As y'all know, I don't talk about the Bible and so forth, so I let other people do that. Even though I'm well versed in it. But I deal with nature. I deal with what I see every day. God sends so many epiphanies and revelations to us, we don't see it. If there was no Bible, no Quran, no books, how would you figure this out? How you think the original man, the woman and child knew their role? Right. Create this family, build houses, and all that. They use that spiritual intuitive. That's the Most High. It's like you ever been doing something, you have no idea what you're doing, you just figure it out like that. Mm-hmm. See, too many times we think too many times we believe too many times we don't realize it's already in us. You know what I'm saying? The word is already in us. We just don't know it. That's why we so gullible. They get so caught up in different religions, man worship, and being misguided. Because we don't understand when he said, when the elders say, we are powers to move things, make it rain. I know he told me. I know. And I'm gonna be talking about that, but not right now. Because see, we read things literally. We don't go profound. I would do my vibration tomorrow. I want everybody to listen to my vibration. My positive vibration will be listen. And I'm gonna teach you something. Everything I write, my vibration from the Most High don't be for me. But once I hit me, boom, it just come out. I try to get people to think. That's just critical thing. I drive hours just cutting off no music and just concentrating. I do silent fast for hours, ignore phone calls, everything, just to concentrate, to get centered. See, when you can start from nothing and become something, and you turn a little thing to something big, that's fate made it happen. You believing that $1 turned into $1 million. See, we create the impossibilities in our head. You know why? I did a vibration today, right? And the vibration was ascended. And I was saying, reach your forth for all the possibilities and potential, right? Don't put limitation on yourself. Too many times we can get our own way. Right now, the black community could be supreme over everybody, even white people. If we get our own way, we can't do that, right? It ain't even about them no more. We already know how they feel. Like, for instance, I know Ferrari is my enemy. You heard me? I know he don't like me, what have you. And I know what's up with him, but it's about me. It's ain't about what he gonna do, what I'm gonna do. And I'm using the elder for example. I'm just saying, just like the power that be. You know what they're gonna do. What you gonna do to counter why he said, look at him. He said, counter racism code. Okay, I gotta get in the mirror. Counter racism code. Counter. See, you gotta read, you gotta study. Not read the book, but study. Highlight. Go look at some other stuff. Do some cross references. We have to understand that when you hear the elder speaking, that be man is spiritual. Elder might grab some stuff and write some stuff down because he want to make sure as he talking, he can look back and say, yeah, this, that, another, her person is coming out of him. That's why we be like, oh, the elder. The brother is wise. The brother speaks to us all the time, sharing wisdom in the most humblest and plain way. Simple. I love how simple they conveying the message. And he touched every heart. That's why we see in a unit. I seen up to 60 people in this live. Got 55. This unity, y'all. We all in like mind. And this 55 people turned to 55 million people. Mm-hmm. We just have to believe. And I yield the floor to you, brother.
Yes, my brother. Many people wonder, where's the black man's army, Air Force, Navy, and Marines, you know? And we never stop one moment to think, why would you need all of that when you have all the powers and the force of natural nature at your disposal? Mm. Why would you need the Air Force, Navy, Army, and Marines? It's you don't need it. Now, as physical beings, Do we need to be able to defend ourselves physically? Of course, absolutely. That's common sense. Our ancestors and foreparents were the masters of that. I mean, we massacred our enemies on the battlefield. But that was not what, that was like last resort business. You know what I mean? You know, that was not like something that we get up every day and say, oh, let's go over here and destroy this and oh, there's a race, a group of people living over there. Let's go over there and destroy them and take their stuff. No, that's not how, that's not our energy. So we have to understand that we have a power of a different type. The power is called unity. But not just coming together physically, just to be unified physically. There's a deep spiritual and mental connection to the unity. Let me explain a little bit about it. We've all been taught about God via the Christian faith, via the Muslim faith, via the Buddhist faith, via all different types of faiths and religions that they prop up. But where did these faiths and religions come from? It came from inside of people. It comes from inside of the people. The adversary's goal is to take it from inside of you and put it in front of you, which serves no purpose. So meanwhile, we're all thinking that we're all praising Allah, we're all praising Yahweh, we're all doing the right thing, but that's all outside of us. But the one Christ told us that God, who we claim we're praising, is within us. And you have to look at this thing without the mind of men and people. The world is made up of men and people. You have to see yourself as a man, and you have to see yourself as a woman. So we have this like this going on, and we understand the word was spoken and all things came into existence. But we speak word all day long. It looks like the whole world going to hell. We're speaking word every day, all day long, and nothing is changing because our word now is different. Our word now is called thought. So, to God, to the Creator, the word to the Creator is everything that we are in, including ourselves. As thought is to man. So when we think, we are able to create. We are able to invent. And everything in our world is governed by numbers, not words. So we think, then we see, then we measure, then we create. So our thought is the word that God used to create. So how we thinking will determine how we're going to behave. And how we behave going to determine the condition that we're in. So you see now, all we have to do is unite and put all our thoughts together. And trust me, you can bring heaven or hell down upon your adversary. Your adversary is in fear of your ability to think. Is in fear of that ability that you have to think. So terror, what does terror do? Scare you. What does scare you do? What does terror do when you're scared? What happens? You become catatonic. You freeze. Because you're horrified.
Let me thank Brother Antoine R. Irvin for the super chat. What's up, Brother Major Pan in the room? Thank you for the super chat, brother. You couldn't continue, Elder.
You see, so what we want to do is understand that every word we speak comes from silence. So we need to stop admiring the words we speak so much and begin to revel in the silence that I can look at you, hey, you know, we doing what we do, okay? We doing what we do. We ain't got to talk about it. And when we do talk, it's going to be about some constructive stuff, not no destructive stuff. It's going to be some positive stuff, not no negative shit. It's going to be some stuff that build up nations, that heal the sick, and put the psychologically unstable back into a stable and balanced society and energy of movement. So we ain't got to be talking about what we doing, because we can zip that. And we come back with some positive vibrations, and we can weave that positive vibration throughout our whole community. And we can sit down and we can talk about positive things. And then when we construct the rise of our people, we construct that with zip lips and in private. Because a dead man can't do nothing. A dead dog cannot bark to let you know that there's a criminal coming to break into your house. A dead cat cannot meow. A dead rooster can't crow. We have to understand these principles. And we have to put aside competition. There's no competition here. And we have to revel in the truth. Because the man who does not like the truth is ashamed, and he's filled with pride. Shame and pride, they walk together. There's no need for us to be proud people. Why? You don't need to be proud. Just be who you are. Because sometimes we get so proud, and then when the truth come along, and because we were so proud, our chest stuck out, and we were doing all these things, and we so confident, because we so proud, and the truth come along, and we gotta lose all that flexing and come down to being real and being a human. Oh, we get so proud. Oh, dang, I can't do that now. Everybody know, you know. And then after that, we become shameful. So we pride, and shame and pride, you know, it will kill us. We don't need to be proud. Our history speaks for itself. So, you know, I just want to thank you, Major. You know, like I said, we want to talk about some other stuff that has to do with the current situation that's going on. You know, so the people should know that some information is simple information. You know, you've been given an immune system. Everybody has an immune system. It's been working since God said, "Let there be light." And all of a sudden, your immune system ain't working. And do you trust God? Because if you trust your immune system, that means you trust God. Can you make a decision? Should I do this? Or should I trust God? Sometimes you just have to stop eating crap and stop having crappy behavior and going around crappy friends and start seeking out some positive friends and soliciting some positive behavior and trusting in your immunity that has never failed you yet.
I don't think they hear you, man. I don't think they hear you.
They hear me. Because I hear me.
I'm just messing.
But I'm just saying, though, you see, people are saying, you before I can talk to you, I talk to myself first.
Right.
So when I'm speaking, I may be saying something, and someone may say, "Boy, I never heard that before." But guess what? I never heard it either. Because it's coming to me as it's coming to you. And so we're all in this journey together, and we're here to help each other. We're here to guide each other. We're here to love each other. We're here to be sincere and true to one another. Forget the world. The world is perplexed. The world don't know where to. Should I take the you know what, or shouldn't I take the you know what? You know, oh, brother, should I be a Christian or should I be a Muslim or should I be a Baptist or should I be a Catholic? I don't know. The world is perplexed. But the way is straight and narrow. And everything is in that straight and narrow way. And all we have to do is understand the way the straight and narrow way works. Just imagine you have one. Just imagine if there was
one. Next time, Elder.
Yeah, I'm getting ready. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about how we understand how unity works.
Right.
That's what we need to do. We need to unify.
All right.
Just imagine you're in a car and all of the roads that take you anywhere in America is one lane. Going either direction. So here I go. I'm on a lane, and here comes Major. I'm going east. Major's going west. And Major comes up. I see Major in front of me. Major see me in front. What one of us is going to do is pull over to the side, let Major go by, then I pull back over, and I'm going again, right? Let's say now Major is behind me, and he's coming behind me, but he's in a hurry because he needs to get to his children about 2 miles or 10 miles down the road, and he's speeding, doing 100 miles an hour, and I see Major coming, and Major goes, dun, dun, and I pull over. Major goes zooming by. He going by this, I come back, I'm on my journey. You see what I'm saying? We share the road. It is a feeling, a sense of caring about each other. And that's where unity begins. So that's all I want to point that out before I go.
All right, let me see. You know you're long-winded anyway.
I ain't no long-winded. Well, for the sake, for the Lord's sake. Hold on. For the Lord's sake, I'm gonna have all the wind I can get.
I got you. All right, you playing dirt. I got you. But I want to say this. I don't mean this was the elder, but me and the elder build off each other. And that's what we got to do. That's all he was trying to tell you. In essence, we gotta build off each other. Positive vibrations, love, unity, laughter, joking. Y'all don't know. He jammed me on the slick, hit me with a hook. But it's all good. I got it. Y'all might not know what he said. We this was it's cool.
I just wanted people to know I love you. I love your audience. Please, everybody that's on here now, invite the next time you come back on the next broadcast, invite 10 people to the show. Just 10. I mean, if you want to donate, fine it, that's great. But even more precious to us than a donation, we accept donations too. I mean, I'm going to say it. I know Major ain't into all that, but I'm going to say it, okay? But even more precious to us, both I and Major, is that you bring 10 people. Invite 10 people to our next broadcast. You know what I mean? Just invite 10 people to come on that have never been on our show before. And the good Lord will bless you more than you know. So, that's my request to your audience, brother. Yeah. Major TV loves y'all,
Man, I love you. You know that. I love my people in the chat, black people, period. You know what I'm saying? And we build off each other. Me and the elder talk a lot, right? We build off each other. Even in these live chats, we just be building off each other. And we see y'all do the same off us, right? In the chat with that. That's what it's all about. Unity, love, vibration, positive vibrations. I see a number of positive comments, man. Every time I hit something, it says nothing negative, no negative. We don't got no trolls that I know of that come in the chat, and it's beautiful. But I mean, I just wanted to just say that. I just wanted to say this is what we do. We build off each other. It ain't we compete each other, who know what and who can go deep about this, that, and other. I respect him as an elder. I respect what he shared with us because he has so much wisdom. He has so much to give. And I'm gonna listen and get all of it. And I hope y'all do the same because we only live once, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's make the best of it and become wiser, especially in the struggle and come together and fighting for what's ours. That's the only we're gonna win. I'm gonna let you close out, man, because it's getting late for me. I gotta get ready and go to bed and stuff like that. But I appreciate you. You do a good job, as always.
I'm gonna close out like I came in, bro. So, to all my people, I ask for only positivity in your lives. That only love can cross the threshold of your homes. And those that come inside be filled with truth and honesty, peace and love. Yes. And
All
we'll
right.
see each other again.
All right, man. Peace. Much love, family. All right. Hey, my people, it's winding down. Time for me to get off this live. I really enjoyed y'all. Y'all have showed out tonight. I checked out a lot of comments in between having my guests hosts and like they was co-hosts because everybody was just we just vibing, right? And y'all said some remarkable things. I won't even lie. I'm checking all the comments. Unfortunately, I'm not reading anything. It's kind of late, and I knew I had a few people on there, including myself, talking. So it was taking up a lot of our time. So I just been gradually just gingerly sharing y'all comments, letting y'all be a part of the conversation. But I've been reading a lot of it, and I see the love, I see the support, I see how strong y'all are spiritually, and I see how bad y'all definitely want better for our people. And I told you, Major TV, Cody, Elaina, the elder, is nothing without you, without the people. Um, I'm just grateful. I give all praise to the Most High. I think that I think that me starting this platform and just just wanting to do something, just wanting to just show the people that I care. I want to say something that make and touch your heart. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to like have some positive energy. Just I mean, for years driving trucks, I watch I watch a bunch of people that y'all probably watch that's very known in the pro-black movement, and I seen a lot of dissing and disrespect, even to the black people that was viewing. I still see it today, but I have my own platform. I have a lot of things going on, so I don't watch other people's platform as much. But I seen the disrespect, right? I seen the N word being used consistently, even though we made it cool. We did ER off the N word and put the A on it. You know what I'm saying? Who am I? I'm not gonna judge. You know what I'm saying? But I'm noticing that when I first started my start my channel, my girlfriend like, Major, let your channel be a positive channel. I said, you already know. I had a chance to watch and see how our own people that even myself, I was gonna mention comments. I would never get in the live chat, but I would see how crazy they were talking to black people. I was like, damn, just cussed everybody out, call everybody stupid. And I see the anger and frustration. I'm like, if you know your people have been brainwashed, they are broken and lost people, damaged people, why are you going so hard? Why are you so freaking mad? And the funny part, they are not gonna bust a grape the fruit fight. They probably hurt a black person, they don't hurt nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if you can control your emotions, knowing that as soon as you jump off that porch, mess with the presser, they'll knock you off like that. You have to know how to strategize. You got to know how to move. That's why the elder was like, you can't let your left hand know what your right hand knows. You got to keep some things a secret. But nowadays, everybody, a lot of people will be in front of the camera. A lot of people have all the wrong reasons why they're doing what they're doing. And I just don't get it. Like, if you already situated, why you hounding your people for money? If you're already situated, why are you even sweating I mean, it's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know I devote a lot of time, money, what I do, and I know sometimes I get donations, thank you, but for me, it's about the people. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate when I do get something from the people, but I'm like, whether you give me something or not, I still love you. I'm gonna still do my part. But I just don't understand, how we not understanding that it's not what we say, it's how we say it. It's not what we do, it's how we do it. If you that mad, go pick up that gun and start do your thing. If you that mad, go really make a move. A lot of it be too extra for me. All that loud rah-rah for what? And then you look embarrassed because when they come mess with you, put some handcuffs on you, you're a whole different person now. Your whole swag, everything changed. And to me, when it's like that, it let me know you wasn't built like that. Because you built like that, you already know to put yourself in that position. Why put yourself in a position knowing they can silence you like that? Because they had brothers that went all the way and were banging with them. You know what I'm saying? Even though it ultimately was killed. But all that rah-rah don't make no sense at all. And then when they do catch you, they dangle you in front of the people. Like, look what we doing, him, look what we doing her. And black people looking like, oh man, oh man, we gotta help, we gotta donate, we gotta do this, that, and another. And it's like, I'm like, you have to prepare for those moments. You have to foresee what's going on. And I'm just like this. I'm at a point where if we're not gonna think before we act, I mean, if we're gonna be an afterthought people before thought people. So when something happened, we talk about everything we could have done, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and we hadn't did anything. We could have did that before the fact. And for me, I try my best not to have my feelings on my own sleeve at all, because you don't win like that. You just be going on an emotional rant for what reason? It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? But tonight it was beautiful. I appreciate everybody coming through. I mean, y'all been in the chat, man. Y'all been in that chat hard. Like, that's what I want. I just want that participation, man. I just want to hear from y'all, see what you all talking about. Like I said, I normally read y'all live chat, man, but the conversation just took off. And I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. But I definitely want to thank Sister Achoti, Sister Elaina, the Elder, Chirari, and you all for sure for viewing. I really, really appreciate the love. Y'all really showed out. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud to have you all a part of the movement with me, with us. It's a family. Like, Major TV is about real engagement and conversation with the Black community. And that's real talk. And one thing I say, y'all are not playing. Y'all really be bringing that heat. And shout out to Miss Black OC Network. Thank you, sweetheart, so much. I'll be receiving your videos. I'm sorry I'll be dropping so late, but she one of the few people that contacted me. She's a big fan of GMJ. In fact, big supporter, so to speak. She may not have networked and talked about behind the scenes hooking up with. She been providing me with videos, and y'all, some nice videos. I think the last video I dropped, I think the lady, I think she was in Germany, I'm not sure. African sister, man. It was a powerful video. It got a lot of views. I got about 500 views. I don't know. But Miss Black OG Network, she sent that to me. Y'all check her out. You know what I'm saying? She on Instagram and what have you. She doing her thing. I really appreciate sister coming through. Thank you so much for viewing. Real talk. But yeah, I see all y'all out there. Real talk. But I'm just gingerly going through the comments. I don't think I can go through all these comments. Y'all got a whole bunch of comments, Lord. Got some comments. But let me see what time it is, man. Y'all got me working overtime. All right. But yeah, I can't do it no more, y'all. Y'all killed me. I got too many comments. I can't even do this. I won't even lie to y'all. I love you, but hey, I can't do this. Too many comments. Let me clear this board. Let me clear the board right quick. But y'all make sure y'all like the video. Y'all like the video. I apologize. I see all the thank yous. I see y'all acknowledging the elder, Achoti, acknowledging me, Elaina. Trust me, we appreciate it. When I end this live, I might peep at some of it. But it's time for me to go. Y'all like and share the video. You're new to my channel, hit the subscription button and notification bell. I drop content a lot. If y'all look at the screen, y'all see at my bottom right, probably y'all bottom left, this is Black Media, Black owned. I cover any and everything. I know about the jab. You don't really want us talking about it and what have you. My website will be launching real soon. I'm expecting to really surprise a lot of people. I want y'all to come on because I'm going to be more explicit. Some videos I drop, what have you, and we're going to really go in. We're going to be doing some teaching, got some classes I'm working on. I'm getting a lot of emails and phone calls, texts and everything. I'm responding the best I could. People asking me, I'm going to say this here. My brother's called me today. He in the chat right now, beautiful brother, offering service to help the community and teaching, what have you. And other people contact me. Trust me, it's not in vain. I know me and his brother just talked earlier. I just had to just let that be known, you know what I'm saying, that people are contacting me, want to make moves in our community. And I'm letting y'all know right now, I am doing the vetting process with all that. And if y'all have something going on and you got legs, you know, y'all ain't just talking about ideas, y'all got something going on, I don't have no problem pulling up on my team of people I know that want to help the community. But like I told that brother, I'm going to tell everybody, you know, we have to appreciate those who can really be a part of the movement, and we can't take advantage because a lot of us, we like vultures who we still to help out there. We just, you know, automatically say, well, come on over here, we need, have it together. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more confusing when you don't have everything together. You're trying to really make sense of it. Have it together. Like, y'all know my hashtag. Y'all know how I'm coming. You know, my hashtag is relatively simple. You know, hashtag turn words and actions. That's what I'm about. I'm not really about all the jib jabbing and what have you, but I know I'm trying to sell myself to my people in reference to my personality and character, how sincere I am in the movement, you know what I'm saying? But I want to thank everybody. Again, I want to thank you all for everything, the guests and everything. But I got to go. I'm messing around too hard on here. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all stay focused, still cool. Just be black. Peace.
To the people, the power is the people. They power in your ego. We power in this evil. It's power in this music. Got power and I use it like I'm a superhero. We really need a leader. Power to the people. The power is the people. They power in your ego. We power in this evil. It's power in this music. Got power and I use it like I'm a superhero. We really need a leader. Wish we could see that we hurting ourselves. Hate to see each other excel. Looking like crabs in the barrel. Wanna gossip, wanna judge. What if we all just unified and put all our differences aside to preserve our way of life and be black and keep our pride and be kings under God and speak words that are wise and don't glorify things that took our fucking people lives. We've been oppressed so long, we feeding on our own, disconnected from our people, stuck in zombie mode. Children of the lost tribes, let's go back to Israel. They say I'm trivial, but I swear it's biblical. We need to come together, not only at funeral. I'm so tired of fucking funeral. Power to the people.